Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Rinse and Repeat podcast. Turn up the volume. It's time to rinse off the BS and repeat what's real. I'm your host, Marcy Manna, and thank you so much for joining us. Rachel Bynum, welcome to Rinse and Repeat.
Thank you for having me.
Are you ready for this?
I'm so excited. So ready.
Okay. Before you were the girl with the 11K day and 10,000 opinions in your comments, who was Rachel Bynum?
The same person with no spotlight. Now, before I got to making money, there was a different girl there that was very, very much different than who I am now. But I've been the same person. If you talk to the people who've known me from, high school all the way back, I've had friends that I've grew up with.
Yeah.
And the one thing they say is one thing about Rachel is she has never changed. She's literally the exact same person that you see online, you see in person. And so I would like to say I was the same. Just everyone gets to see it now.
That's awesome. You know, that's so funny that you said that because I met your husband in Orlando at the Orlando show, and I was chit-chatting with him for a second, and he happened to mention this, you probably don't know this, that he said that it was very important to you that if you ever changed, you know, that obviously this was going to get to a point that, you know, fame, right, might take over. And that if you ever got to that point that you wanted him to remind you to kind of remember why you're doing this.
That's exactly right. I actually spoke with my family and very close friends the night that I went viral. Our son had ended up busting his lip, and my best friend's a doctor. So we drove over to her house, and we were trying to figure out, her husband's a dentist and she's my doctor. So they see us, you know. And we didn't know if his tooth was going to have to come out or if he was going to have to get stitches. And so in the midst of my video going, not just viral, mega viral. I mean, we went from 1,200 followers to 150,000 overnight. Yeah. And I was in the middle of his lip and this and that. And my brother's blowing up my phone because he always told my husband, one day Rachel's going to be famous. From a child, they have videos of me singing, I feel like chicken tonight. And just being the star of the show. My dad said, you walk into a room and it was just lit up, anywhere you went. And I remember that night, we were all in a group text, and my brother was up till 2 a.m. with my husband. I'm asleep, and they're like, it's at 5 million, it's at 6 million, my views. And that next weekend, everyone decided to go celebrate my viral video.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting there speaking with my family and my husband, and I was telling them, guys, I don't ever want to change. If I ever get to a point where you see that I'm not being who I am or authentic to who God's called me to be or who I want to be, slap me back into reality, because money starts to change you is what I've heard.
It can, yeah.
And my dad looked me in the face, and this is the best advice my dad's ever given me. He said, baby, money doesn't change you. It brings out who you are.
Yeah.
If you're a person who is a drug addict and you don't have a lot of money, you're going to buy what drugs you can afford.
Right.
But if you have a lot of money, you're going to be more into that. If you're going to be a bad person, it's just money just brings out who you are.
Right.
And you just are a good person, and it's going to bring that out. But I did have a very serious conversation with them because I've watched it happen to so many people, and I've seen people come on and say oh, I met so-and-so and they were not nice. And I just never want to be that person.
Yeah.
Ever.
So let's talk about that moment in that video that you mentioned.
Yeah.
So what was the video that made you instantly go viral?
It was a girl who came in with yellow roots. She had a level 3 natural base. She had yellow roots and platinum blonde hair. And she called me crying. It was an old client of mine that hadn't seen me in a while. But I guess the stylist used 10 volume. Listen to her. Why would you listen? We all make mistakes, right? So the client listened to her. She told the client use 10 volume and wanted to be platinum as a Hispanic level 3N.
Oh, yeah.
So turned her roots yellow and then fried her ends off. And I transformed her. I did a 3-row, 24-inch install and a color correction. It went crazy.
Wow.
That's what made me go viral. But if I'm here to say anything, people have no idea the week, the month that we had as a family behind the scenes was the worst month of our life.
Oh my gosh, really?
It was so bad. We were borrowing money from my parents.
Oh my gosh.
My husband was just laid off a month after we got married.
I have heard you talk about that before.
So it was just the craziest time to go viral because our life was just falling apart,
wow.
you know?
Yeah.
And
here goes that.
And then here goes that. Yeah.
Video that takes off. And really, you've had a very powerful year, I would say.
Changed my life.
Yeah, I've even, like I said, I've witnessed it. I've watched it myself. You know, what was the turning point where you kind of decided to stop playing small and actually build Bold Hair Co.?
So after the second time I went viral, which was for a day in the life video.
Yep, saw that one.
Yeah, it was a day in the life video.
We'll talk about that one here in a minute, but I did see that one.
I had the biggest day, not week, not month, the biggest day in my career.
Yeah.
From that one video, I had a ton of people that were just like inquiring about extensions. The level of education that I was giving, not only clients, but stylists really resonated.
Yeah.
And I think that's why my platform has done so great
Yeah,
because I've not
agree.
only caught the attention of stylists, I've caught the attention of clients as well.
Yes.
So I'm able, my demographic is able to like cater to both, which is really nice. And I really wanted to focus on
That's
not
ideal.
just one
That's
niche.
what you want it to be.
Exactly.
You know, not just like one certain type of people, but to appeal to both. And you're right. Like me as a stylist, I was drawn in because I do remember, you know, TikTok for me is something that I like. It's just mindless entertainment at night that I scroll through. And I remember seeing that video of come with me for my $11,000 day. And I'm like, what the hell? What am I doing wrong?
Is this rage
right?
bait?
Yeah,
That's what everyone thought at first too.
No, but I was like, tell me more. I want to hear how I can do that. And then I instantly got sucked in.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment that you realized that you were too bold for somebody else's salon?
Yeah. Because when you asked me like what point did I think, okay, I want to take this bigger? We were sitting for that second video and I was like, whoa, people like that too. So not only did they like my transformations, my day in the life of how much money I'm making is going viral. And I remember my husband sitting with me and was like, we need to strike while the iron is hot.
Yes.
Is what he told me. And I was
Smart
like,
guy.
But I'm scared. Like I had already had my own hair brand, but I hadn't launched it. I was only using in-house.
Oh, okay.
So I've had my hair brand for about 4 years now.
Oh, wow.
Never launched it to like Stylist or anybody because I was just nervous. Like, what if I fail? What if they don't like it? You know? And he was like, you're launching your hair brand. And I was like, I don't think so. And he was like, no, you're going to launch it, babe. He's like, and it's going to be okay. And if you fail, you fail. But you have spent so much time and too much. Like God has given you an opportunity, take it.
Yeah.
So I decided to take my butt to the lawyer and we sat down and did the business and made sure everything was correct on paper because coming from a blended family, we never wanted anything to merge or be together because of other ex-spouses that, which is part of our story too, that tried to come in and say, well, if he's a part of her, then I want half of that or this. And one thing my husband did is protect me before we got married. He was like, you built this empire prior to me and I'll be damned if someone thinks they're entitled to it just because they had a past life with me, like not happening. Yeah. So we went to the lawyer, we did pre-nub, post-nubs. I mean, we did it all on paper and set it up the right way and decided to go ahead and launch it. And that was at the point where I was like, well, if people are interested in how much I make, hair is how much I make. So like the reason I'm that profitable is because of the hair that I use. Right. And so we decided to do it. And amazing. Being bold, like I have so many hairdressers. Let me lead you back to this because we have a lot to unpack
I know,
here. So
I'm like, let's go. Let's get into it.
So when I went viral, there was a girl, I'm not going to say any names, but there was a specific woman who made a video about me. I didn't know her from anywhere. She's in Texas and she was like, I can't believe that she's charging this much. How do you sleep at night? I do hair because I want to help people and make them feel better. I
hear that a lot too.
I actually use the same manufacturer as her and I know what she's getting the hair for. Well, one, no, you don't because my manufacturers who deal with people like me and bigger brands, they play with $200 orders either. Right. They don't keep it quiet and you're not going to be able to order 150 grams or you're going to have to order hundreds of thousands.
Exactly.
Like, let's be real.
Yeah, okay? It is a true thing.
And so she was like, it's good hair. I use it. And I think what she was trying to do was say, hey guys, I can do the same thing for her for cheaper because I use the same things. Yep. And she did it in a way that was like a backhanded compliment. Like, oh, her work is great, this and that, blah, 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 blah. And she just like shredded me to pieces, went for my character, went for who I was as a person, didn't even know me based off just my pricing. Yeah. And so just because you can charge that, you shouldn't. She just tore me up and people were tagging me and whatever. So I, being the bold, like, if you're going to talk shit, then talk shit, but at least at me. Yeah. So I did, don't be shy. You can at me, sis, because ain't nothing better than a pick me bitch. And I tagged her. I said, at me. Yeah. Like, why are you talking shit, but not like at me? Yep. Because that's how social media is. Exactly. Everybody, you want to talk, it's easy. And she got, let me tell you something. She was at like 5,000 followers. Okay. This is where I made my mistake and I never did it again. Yeah. I added her. By the time all the drama was over, she was at 13,000 followers.
Wow.
Because of that many people who did not like me.
Wow.
Think about that. Yeah.
God.
Not only did that video of mine go viral, and then she made another one and was like, okay, Rachel Bynum. And she started saying my name, but still didn't at me.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't tag me though.
Yeah.
So it kept getting sent to me. And I mean, there was a lot of people who defended me.
Yeah.
People were making videos. That's when I learned that talk is good. Like good controversy, bad. Just let them talk. It's good.
It's all good. Exactly.
And then a group of people that I really enjoyed following in the hairdresser world who are influencers ended up backing her and invited her to like a little collab they were doing. And, oh, come over here. Rachel's the big mean bully.
Oh my gosh.
And it was really hurtful because I actually had been following a lot of these influencers and like looked up to them. And I was like, wow, like I love their content and their this and that. And then to see them go side with someone who literally came after me first. All I did was defend myself. But I got painted as this horrible, like mean girl, and I'm a mean girl energy, and I think my shit don't stink, and I think I'm the best. No, I don't think I know. I do a damn good job at what I do. That's why people fly in. Are people flying into you? No, they're not. Okay, so stay in your own lane. And so it really was just like I figured out right then and there that this industry is not as supportive as I thought it was.
Exactly.
And I want to change that. Like,
no,
even
I
though
do too.
I blow up and I'm a human being and I clap back and I do things that are mean girl. No, I never start it. I will go back and finish or say something, but I never go after someone and just start stuff like that girl did.
Right.
And so I learned a lot from that situation, and it was very hurtful.
I think you do learn a lot, you know, even just being a business owner. I went through the same thing, and it's just people that you think have your back don't. And especially in a local area too. Like I felt that, you know, for me, it was very much like my own people, my own community they're just not supportive.
No, they're not
at all.
And I see a lot of these influencers at the events that I go to, and we're on the same stage. We're doing the same things. We're teaching classes. They will not even look my way.
Yeah.
And so it's just funny to me. Like,
that's just sad. So how many locations do you have? You have 2 locations.
Yes,
is that
we do.
right?
So I have 2 locations and 2 salons. One's that hair salon in Saginaw, Texas that I own with my mom and sister.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Your mom. I saw your mom on one of the videos.
She's so
that little sad story that you told.
Oh my gosh. It was so sad. I know. And she got freaking booked and people were calling.
That was amazing.
She was going to come with me, but her and dad are on a cruise. It's her birthday. Yesterday was her birthday. So.
Oh, happy birthday, Mom.
Yeah. So, and then I have Bold Hair and Company, which is the second location, which we are expanding. I'm dropping the news here. Yay. We're expanding into our second location in Flower Mound. And it's going to be a little bit of a social media salon too, but we're going to also do a lot of our warehouse there as well. So like all the packing and ordering and stuff like that.
Where do you do that now?
We do it in our dining room.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. So we've outgrown the dining room. So we need
we've outgrown our
expand.
House. Our little bitty house is like an 1,800 square foot house.
Oh my.
We moved into that house when my husband lost his job because we had to downsize because we were like so broke. And people, when I go live, are like, oh, wow, she don't make that much money. Look where she lives. And I'm like, guys, I'm very humble. Like, only if y'all knew that we put everything back into our business.
For sure.
And I'm living below my means and I love it.
Yeah. And if you want to start a business, you have to invest. You have to have money to invest.
We're self-funded too. So we have no loans or anything. And it gets stressful, but I love it because I know that if something were to fail, I can just not pay me and still pay my employees and I don't have a bunch of debt, you know?
Exactly. Okay, so let's talk about that new location.
Yes.
And adding social media. Tell me about that.
So when we wanted to expand, and when I say we, I mean like the team and people around me, and people always assume that like it's me and my husband. Now my husband's very supportive and he loves me very much, and he has his own full-time job. He's a CEO or COO of a trucking company. And so I like to say that and make it very clear because people want to spin my words in court and try to say, oh, you see, he owns it with her. Yeah. My husband does not own my company with me. He just loves and supports me. And so we decided that social media is what got me here and changed and flipped my life upside down. Yeah. I was successful prior to social media as a hairdresser, like quote unquote. I made 6 figures. I was doing well. I owned a location that did great revenue. I mean, 20 stylists and employees. We did amazing. Yeah. But when I went mega viral and it went even further, my husband and I sat and talked, and he was like, babe, social media is what changed your life, and it's continuing to do so. A lot of people choose you because of social media.
Right.
So I know that my demographic is that. So it's easier for me to say that I want to really root my salon in social media because the people that are coming to me are finding me from there versus someone who opens it and then just puts a bunch of cameras in everyone's faces and they feel like, whoa. Now we are going to have a specific area for not a quiet appointment, a private appointment or appointment that people don't really want that or a demographic that's older, you know.
Sure.
But I just felt like I had to give a little bit of social media credit, and I know what it can do for me. Imagine what it can do for my stylist and people around me. So I just really wanted that to be a big part of our salon and incorporate a lot of social media and day in the life and just really show people what it's like to be in the salon.
Right. Are you expanding or are you moving to a totally separate one?
We're expanding because we're in 2 suites right now, 2.
Okay. Wow.
We literally have 2 suites next to each other because it went bigger than what I thought it was going to happen. Because when I got the suite, I hadn't even been viral. And then I was subleasing. That's what it was because I couldn't even afford it.
Yeah.
So I subleased for $50 a day to be able to make extra money so that we could go to court and fight for my stepkids because my husband had just gotten laid off of his 12-year job.
Yeah.
And I remember when my husband called me and he was crying. I'd never seen him cry before. And he was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, you were laid off. It's okay.
Yeah.
I said, don't worry. I got us. I said, one person I'm willing to bet on is me.
Yeah.
And
I love that.
We did it. And so the social media thing was just like, I think it's just really important for who I am and how people view me.
Yep.
And I want to incorporate that in my business and show people that they can do it. And the amount of messages I get from like people in their 40s or young people who've told me they started hair school because of my page.
Wow.
Had I not been on social media or shown it, what if it changes their life? Like just one person.
Yeah. Cause it's not all negative.
No,
you know?
It's not. The negatives are louder than the positive, but it really isn't.
Yeah. Let's talk about negative for just a second though. Do you remember your first hate comment that, kind of made you go, oh, they're like mad at me?
Uh-huh.
What was that?
People don't like to see a fat girl successful.
I don't think they like to see anybody successful.
But more so that I get more comments about my weight than anything else.
That's like,
I can count every single day I'm going to get called fat at least one time.
That's despicable.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the comments that I see are about pricing. And that's why I really wanted to dive into this topic. And I'm like, there's nobody better to discuss this topic.
Let's do it. I have some crazy comments about pricing, my weight. And I think that's about it. Those are the main 2, I would say, or about me being in a suite. They don't like that I'm in a suite charging what I charge. And I'm like, guys, there's people in beautiful salons who do shit work. Like, what is the place that you're in?
Exactly. Yeah. They're coming for your talent, your technique, your education, all of the things. Do you think that people are mad because you charge what you charge or just because they don't?
I think they're mad because they assume they're doing the same work as me and not able to charge what I charge.
That's fair.
And they're not. Like at the end of the day, like truly, when I go to these people who comment, because I've also called people out. Y'all have seen the hairdressers that talk shit, and then I go compare their work to mine, and then I'm a bully all of a sudden.
I know.
Yeah, so I will go, and the blend isn't there, the gram isn't there, the grams aren't there.
Yeah.
The tension on the scalp isn't there. The girl that made that video about me, the one we were talking about, one of her clients reached out to me with pictures of the hair that she did.
Wow.
It was bad.
Not
like
good.
Her scalp, bald.
Yeah.
The back of her head, you could see like the blunt bob where there wasn't enough hair.
Yeah.
So like I sit here and I'm like, guys, just because y'all are getting something that may kind of look at the end result like mine, you don't know what I'm doing on the scalp, how many grams. And another thing that broke the internet was how many grams of hair I put in people's head.
I saw that. But you know what? Half of the time people need more hair. They really, really do. Because like you say, I see all the comments and everybody's like, oh, I only pay $600. And then that's when you go and investigate.
I can tell.
Yeah. And there is, I mean, that's why you get what you pay for is a saying, is just that, it is what it is.
Yep.
So how do you decide which comment you're going to clap back at?
Yeah, just how I feel that day. If they catch me on a bad day, then I'm doing it. I mean,
That's fair.
fuck around and find out. It's just like, don't catch me on like the end of the month because that's when I'm about to start my period. So that's probably the week you're going to get called
That's fair, because sometimes I read things too and I'm like so unbothered. And then other times if I'm just in a bad mood, it's like, you know what?
You know what?
We're
Fuck
going to
you.
talk about this. I'm gonna definitely make something on this.
Yeah. Or if I see someone in my comments multiple times. So if I've seen your face and you don't shut the fuck up, today's the day.
It's coming.
Yeah,
it's definitely coming. So it's interesting. You charge an after hours fee.
Yes.
So like, how much are we talking for that? Let's say that I want to come at midnight.
Yeah.
What would that look like for me?
So I charge an additional $150 an hour after my after hours.
That's not that bad. I remember people attacking you over that too.
Yeah.
I mean, most people should charge an after hours.
Especially if I'm going to miss time with my family.
Absolutely.
And like, I do a lot of midnight ballerinas. And let me tell you, those girls do not mind. They want to come later at night or when their kids are with someone else or like, and my clients know my after hours fee is a convenience and they pay it. They have no problem. I'm very transparent too.
Yeah.
What I don't like is that people come in the comments thinking that I'm like forcing someone or tricking them and telling them it's going to be this price. And then I go a thorough virtual consultation.
Yes. And you've been very open about that too.
And they have to sign a contract. They literally sign that they understand what they're paying and how much they're going to maintenance it.
Yeah.
So they know what they're getting into. It's not just they sit in my chair and then I'm like, oh, we have to do this.
Surprise. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's wrong.
Yeah.
That is wrong.
Yeah. No, totally. You've always been very open about that, even done videos on your consultations.
Yes.
And even been a little smart alecky about it and say, did I put a gun to your head?
Yeah,
and
exactly.
are you sure that you are wanting and you are agreeing to this service because you've had to, because so many people attack you.
Yeah.
And what I find really interesting about it though, I understand why maybe clients don't understand our pricing, and this is something that I wanted to talk to you about like big time is like, people don't understand, like as hairstylists, we don't have 401ks, we don't have health insurance, we don't have days off, we don't have sick days, like anything of that. And I understand that they don't get that. But what's shocking to me is that it's like our industry that's attacking you. It is hairstylists.
Yeah, mostly.
And, I almost like look at it, it's very divided. It's almost even like, I would say my generation and above, they're the ones that are attacking the most because they're the ones that are like, well, I'm booked for 8 months, like, and I only charge this. And it's a very interesting thing that it is hairstylists. And like you say, I mean, the idea is that we should all be supporting each other. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all in this together. Just because you do something
different in a different way than I do, but you can get the same result, doesn't make you less of a person. And I think one thing I really want the industry, most people who hate me to understand is that me charging more than you doesn't mean that I think I'm better than you.
No.
And I think that's what a lot of people project onto themselves is like, oh, if she's charging that, then she must think that I'm not good because I don't charge that.
Yeah, no.
And that's not what I believe at all. And I will say that a lot of my haters have recently started taking my classes and have told me, Rachel, there was one in particular guy that raised his hand and said, I need to apologize to you in front of everybody because I made a public statement about you. I was mean. I said really rude things online. And now that I've met you and taken your course, I'm sorry because what you're doing is different. And I should have never said those things about you.
Wow.
And I was really like, wow, that meant a lot to me because he didn't have to, I would have never known that he was in the comments being negative, but he felt so convicted and came out and flew out from South Carolina to take my class or Colorado and to apologize and just really get involved in the bold and was like, the more people watch me, the more they start to like me.
Yeah, I think so.
It's at first, they're kind of like, what? Yeah. And then it kind of just, I start to throw on them.
What do people not understand, do you think, about that it's a luxury service?
I think because a lot of clients, most of the clients that are mad about the pricing, kind of like the hairdressers, I think it's because of what I just said. So when clients are upset about the pricing, I think it's because it's not feasible for them.
Yeah.
I think because they want that service and they feel it should be more affordable so that they can get it. I've had a lot of people in the comments say, I shouldn't have to pay blah, 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 blah just to get extensions.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay,
yeah.
but you can also, I tell people this all the time. I can go into Target and pick up a $20 bag.
Yep.
That $20 bag will hold all my lip glosses and my $10,000 and whatever the same way that my $5,000 Chanel bag will.
Yeah.
But I still choose to go to Chanel and purchase the bag that does the same thing as the $50, $20 bag.
Yep.
But there's still a luxury in having this bag. The name that Chanel has created themselves and whatever, people get mad that I say I am a luxury bag.
Yeah.
They're like, who are you to say? Me. I am who to say.
Yeah.
And it's crazy that if we're insecure and crying on the internet, we have women and people yelling at us to fake it till you make it, be proud and be bold, be all these things. But then when you do show up that way, calm down, humble yourself. You're being too loud.
It's so exhausting.
Yeah.
Like everybody has an opinion.
You're never going to win.
Yeah.
Never.
Literally everybody has an opinion. When did you realize that you could charge basically what you're worth and to stop apologizing for it?
I've been charging this amount, oh my gosh, so I started doing extensions in 2017 when I was pregnant with my son. I was going through a really hard time. I wanted to get divorced. I was unhappy and I couldn't support myself. And so I asked my dad to borrow his credit card to take a class in Oklahoma. And he said yes. And so I was like, okay. So I told all my clients.
Yeah.
And I told them it was like $1,000 flat rate, hair, install, all of it. Like I just wanted to get some hair in,
Yeah.
I had about 10 clients that were like, sign me up, because I was good at color. So then installing the extensions was easy to. So I did that and I was really good at it because my new installs that I was just doing looked better than a lot of people that I had been seeing.
Yeah.
So I started investing in my education and I won an award with a certain brand that I'm no longer with. And when that happened, I really started to notice the influx of clientele really starting to come in. So I could not keep up with it. And this was right before the pandemic. So this was in 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
So when 2020 happened, I took some time off and I came back with new pricing and got rid of some clients and opened up my books for new clients.
We all did a lot of reflecting, I think, during
and that's when it happened for me, is when
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm so booked that I cannot keep up.
Yeah.
I got to and I was having a headache. I was having clients that I just didn't want to deal with anymore. Like, those clients that
for
pay
sure,
$10 and want $1,000
Want
service.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then I started noticing that the clients that pay a lot of money are so much more chill.
Yeah.
And if their car breaks down, they can still get their hair done.
Yeah.
When you're in a certain bracket of pricing, those women and men can do it all. They don't have to choose between the light bill and their hair or their move up and their kids' lunch or, and so with that comes a lot of, people don't like that I say that, but there's a lot of headache that comes with those type of clients. And there is some headache that comes with the clients that I deal with too, but it's not a financial aspect.
Yeah.
So it's easier to deal with when I'm not having gaps and dang, well, then how am I going to feed my family when I had 4 cancellations this day or, you know?
Yeah.
So I just really had to pick what kind of people do I want to deal with behind the chair?
Yep.
And that's what I really zoned in on and just started marketing to.
Yeah.
So
if another stylist is, listening, wants to raise their prices, but they're scared of maybe the backlash, what's your advice? Or do you just say, fuck it?
My advice to you is even if you raise your price and lose a percentage of clients, you're still making the same money and working less.
Yeah.
Because that gap, let's say 20%, right? That gap of those who fell off, the others are now paying for. And now you have more time to focus on social media, marketing, and other things to bring and drive in that new income. So I would say, don't be scared. It's going to happen.
Yep.
It's going to happen. They're going to leave you either for pricing or something else.
Yep.
Do it for something that's worth it.
Yep. Okay, so let's get into a little bit more of those hate comments. You can post a before and after, and somehow you end up getting called greedy, fake, and fat in the comments all in one day.
All of it. Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Why do you think stylists tear each other down instead of hyping each other up?
Because they see you as competition instead of
I
someone
agree.
who is a colleague or a I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but someone who's actually by your side.
And even on their level. That's what I always feel
I think they see it as a competition or maybe even getting exposed.
Yeah.
Is I think what happens. Because then they get questioned. I've had a lot of clients start to question their stylist and they don't like it.
Yeah.
So
what's the most insane comment that you've ever read about yourself?
Oh my gosh, there's a lot, but probably that I'm not Hispanic or Latina and I'm lying. Yeah. That was pretty funny.
That you would
People
just lie
swear that
about
I'm
that?
lying, that I'm not. I actually showed my parents one day and they were like, oh, okay. Like, or I'll speak Spanish because they're just like, there's no way. Like they think that I'm lying about being a Latina girl.
That's
That's
absurd.
probably pretty
Why would
insane.
you
Or
even
that I'm
lie
a
about-
horrible mom because I work a lot.
Oh, jeez.
That one bothered me.
That would bother me
I will tell
too.
you, out of all the comments,
I was just going to ask,
one way you can get
if
to
you're
me
bothered
is
by
say
them.
that I'm a bad mom. You can say I'm all the other things.
Yeah.
Do not talk about me as a mother and as my children. That's why I don't share them much either.
Yeah.
Because one thing I'm damn good at is being a mom.
Well, yeah, and
Like,
you just don't go there. That just like literally has nothing to do.
Someone made a comment, and it's still I remember it says, $10,000 in one day, but your kids went to bed without their mom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I was
shame
like,
on that person.
I was like, you know what? But my kids are also eating fucking Wagyu steak and sushi, bitch. So
What's your go-to move when somebody talks shit? Do you block, respond, or ignore?
So naturally, I like to respond and talk shit back. I love it. But my husband, he is very much the opposite of me, which is a good thing.
No, that's a great thing.
Once I launched my brand, he's like, babe, you are a brand. You're no longer Rachel Bynum.
Yeah.
And yes, you're Rachel Bynum, but we're trying to expand and be professional. He's like, so there's sometimes that, so that's why we started Bold Hair and Company page, because that's where I'm professional and Rachel Bynum's where I can be a bitch.
Okay. I mean, that's a good idea.
That's where, and I still have to like chill out a little bit. Like my husband will be like, is it really worth it? Or, whatever.
Yeah.
But, I sometimes block if they talk about my kids. Talk about my kids, you get to get blocked.
Instant block.
There's no ands, if, or buts about it. And then if you talk about pricing, I don't care. You're getting me paid and push me on the algorithm. I'll sometimes comment.
Yeah.
And then if you say I'm fat, then I really don't care.
Yeah.
Either you can say.
Yeah.
Just as long as my kids are off limits.
Exactly. Have you ever clapped back at someone and then regretted it later?
Never.
Good.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Has anyone you admired ever slid into your DMs?
Yes.
Who is it?
The real Eric Vaughn.
Oh my gosh, stop it right
I love
now.
him.
Oh, I love him too.
He follows me.
We
I
would
follow
love to
him.
have Eric Vaughn on our show, by the way.
Let me tell you something about him. He is a very down-to-earth, humble, kind human being.
Yeah, he does seem like
with a big brand that everyone knows who he's with.
Yep.
And one day I slid into his DMs too, because we had kind of been talking, and I was like, hey, I would love to send you some of my hair and some of my stuff. Like, I think you would love it.
Yeah.
And he didn't have to respond. He could have been like, whatever. He said, girl, I would love to do that, but I'm in contract. So I have to of course he has rules he has to follow. But the fact that he came back and was like, I'm so proud of you. Your brand looks amazing. You're doing great things. He was just so kind and professional the way that he shot me down. No, I'm just kidding. It's okay because I get it. No, if you're in contract, if I had someone in contract and they're using other hair, I understand. So business, I was just so grateful that he responded to me so sweet and kind. And then he's always saying nice things about me in comments. Yeah. I'll always scroll and I'll find comments that he leaves about me saying that he loves my work and loves like this. Yeah. And so I really like the real Eric Vaughn. Shout out to you. You're a real one.
We love Eric. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. Let's talk about contracts for a second because you just mentioned that, and I was going to try to bring this up, is that, do you have your employees sign an NDA?
I do. Every single employee signs an NDA, and even some of the people that I'm meeting for collabs and stuff do sign NDAs, yes. And
is that for a protection of basically like your Bold business, or is that just to protect as if they were to leave and then talk smack one day?
So it's more to protect me and my family. I really don't care like business wise. I can teach you everything. Go be better and learn it.
Right.
I don't.
And they're going to do that anyways.
Now there's certain things that are in the works that I'm doing that I don't want to be released yet. So for that. Yeah. But as far as like anything I teach and give them to be a good stylist in my salon, I would never stop them from that. What I protect me and mainly my family from is, let's say that my assistant's over and my sister-in-law calls me that my brother was cheating on her or this is fake, guys, I'm just saying, or whatever.
Don't take it seriously.
Yeah, don't take it seriously. And I'm talking to her and we're whatever, or, and then that assistant no longer works for me in 6 months, and she goes online and says, well, Rachel's brother cheats on his wife and the dad does this and this. Like, that's mainly the stuff that the NDA is for. It's more for my protection of my private and personal life that is nobody's business that I don't want to share.
That's fair.
That you get to have access to because you're around me.
Yeah, that's fair.
And protecting our children as well, like in things that maybe I don't want people to know about them, or my family, just things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
People don't like that either.
Really?
They do. Oh, I get so much crap about the NDA. Oh, you think you're a celebrity? You think you're this? No, but I one day hope to be bigger than what I am now.
Well, you're setting boundaries, which is important. You know, I mean, it's no different than, like you say, anytime you are representing a brand, you're signing a contract or even a non-compete or, you know, things like that. I do think it's part of it. And especially if you are in the kind of spotlight,
No, exactly.
You know, to be able to protect yourself personally.
Because I've learned the hard way.
Exactly.
I really have. And it sucks because you share the most intimate and sometimes vulnerable times of your life around people that you're with. And then they will take that and use that.
And run.
Yeah. And it's really, really sad. And like, I've only ever had to enforce and do a cease and assist once.
That's what I was going to ask too.
Yeah,
so you have?
Unfortunately, I have. We had an employee who was working for us and then left fine.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I see a video of this person and she was like online saying stuff like, oh, because I couldn't do my job right, I'm leaving this and doing that. And I'm like, girl, why are you... So I had to unfortunately do that. And it stopped after that. I think she knew like, oh crap, this is not, this isn't a game.
Yeah.
And it just sucks.
Yeah.
It really does.
It does. Okay, let's lighten the mood a little bit and transition into our game that we are going to play. So it's kind of a would you rather.
Okay.
All right. So would you rather have the perfect client who never tips or the worst client who tips $200 every time?
The perfect client who never tips.
That's what I said
100%.
too. Yeah, 1,000%.
I don't even check the tips sometimes. Like, truly don't even know.
I mean, you know, and that's a whole other controversial subject on tips. Tips are never expected, right?
Never.
Like I don't ever expect tips.
And also, talking about tips, if you don't mind, I'd love to say, people always ask me, how do I know how much to tip on a $3,000 service?
Yeah, because some of it is hair,
and some of it is not.
And some of it is not.
This is what I say.
Yeah.
If a client is profiting off of something that is a wholesale item, you don't tip off of that.
Right.
So for example, the hair.
Right.
If the service is $3,000 and the hair was $1,000, let's say for easy math, you take the $1,000 out and you're going to tip for the $2,000, not the $1,000. So that's how I like to say that I educate people on if they ask, how do you tip?
Yeah.
That's how you would tip on a service with hair that's the majority of the price.
Because I get asked that all the time too. And I never really thought about it, you know, until that one client asked me, so how much of that was hair? And I thought, oh my gosh, I guess I never really thought about that. Now I feel guilty that all these other people just tip me off of the total, you know? So yeah, it's a good tip to help people out. Would you rather do blondes only or brunettes only for the rest of your career?
Oh man, that's a hard one because I love both.
Both, I know. And they're so different.
They are, but I'm going to say blondes because you're constantly going to have to be retouching roots and it makes you more money.
I mean,
and
that's
I'm a business
very
person,
true.
so I want revenue.
I love that
want
mindset. Yeah, that's very true. Would you rather lose your shears before a big client or have your toner bottle leak all over your bag?
Probably my toner bottle because I want my clients to have the best experience. So I can go buy another bag.
We can survive without the bag. Would you rather have a salon full of your ex coworkers or your ex as your salon manager?
Probably my ex is my salon manager.
Wow.
Yeah. The girls who left me hate me. And my ex-husband and I and him, we all get along.
Yeah.
Right, babe? My husband's here now. He'd probably say the same thing. Like, don't get me started. Like, I don't want to hang out with my ex-husband, but I'd rather have that than...
That's fair. Would you rather go viral for something that you regret or never go viral again?
Something that I regret.
Yeah, I agree. Because going viral is what gets you places, man. So what do you think that regret would be?
So if I went viral for something I regretted, I don't even know. Probably cussing at my kids. I'm that mom. My husband always gets on to me. He's like, babe. And I'm like, what? And so one day I asked my son, I'm like,
mom too.
Raya, does it hurt when mommy cusses at you? I'm like, get your ass over here. I don't tell him like, F you. No, I don't talk like that. But I will like, run faster. Get your ass on the base. Like, you know, stuff like that. He's like, no. Like, it's just so normal for him. So I think probably cussing at my kids because some people would think like, be a gentle parent. And, you know, I'm not a gentle parent.
All the mom stuff. And that is the stuff you don't like.
Yes.
So.
And that's who I am.
Yes. Would you rather be the one who spills the tea or the one everyone is talking about?
I'd rather be the one who everyone's talking about. I don't like telling other people's business. I think that's not my place. And that's for whoever's tea it is to share and not for me to share others. So I'd rather people be talking about me than me talking about other people because that shows character.
Yeah.
And
Agree. Would you rather be toxic but self-aware or innocent but delusional?
toxic and self-aware. I mean, I think I am toxic and self-aware.
Would you rather post a fake brand deal or expose a real one that's shady?
Expose 100%. Love it.
That wasn't even like
Not even a question.
hesitation.
I'm a very confrontational person, and I am very about justice and standing up for people.
I am too. No, I am the same exact way on that.
I'll stand on 10 toes. I don't care.
Have you ever exposed a shady brand deal?
I have not. I don't think I've even had a shady brand deal this far. I think I've had some fake ones in my, like people trying to pretend it's a brand deal and it's not.
And it's not.
But I don't think I've ever had like something shady like that to where I've had to feel like, because I will. Now I've exposed some shitty clients who've done chargebacks.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah, maybe I did. There was a hairdresser.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
It was
who ordered hair from me. Okay. Ordered a pack of hair.
Oh, I did see this.
Yeah.
And she did the charge back or whatever.
So
on
it was
her
worse
card.
than that. She ordered hair, ordered 20 inches, and then said, hey, this 20 inches is shorter than what I thought. Can I go ahead and switch it out for a different color and 24 inches?
Yeah.
That's not the wrong color then. You didn't get the wrong color.
You just changed your mind.
You just changed your mind. Exactly. Or
which is okay, but let's just
say. Or
you
ordered that hair trying to see if you could touch it, and then a client came in, you liked it, and you wanted to just switch it out.
Yeah.
Well, our website is very clear.
Yep.
No refunds. You can't do that with hair.
No.
Also, if you switch it out and make it look like it was packaged, you can easily trick me, and then I switch that hair out, send it to someone, and it's crappy hair, and then that's my brand.
Yeah.
You also agreed to the terms and conditions when purchasing the hair that it is not refundable or whatever.
Yeah.
So we told her, I'm sorry, but no, we cannot do that. She's like, well, if you do it for me, I'm a very big extension salon and I do a lot of extensions. You're possibly going to lose me as a customer if you don't switch it out for me. And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to treat you different just because you could possibly spend more money than me.
I was going to say.
A small account and a big account mean the same to me.
Yeah.
Because that's not going to happen. So I said, again, don't threaten us. So it pissed me off. And I was like, do not threaten us.
Yeah.
And tell us that if we don't do this or whatever. So she didn't like my answer, went and filed a chargeback. So then I made a video.
I hate when people do that.
And she got scared because she saw the comments and she went and reversed the chargeback. Because I think she knew that it was going to come back and bite her in the ass.
I mean, they investigate that stuff too.
So I did. I did expose a hairdresser, but no brands yet.
All right, let's talk about what people don't see and kind of the strategy behind the chaos. So, and I know that you've done this before, but just kind of break down your pricing. What actually goes into like a $3,000 extension install?
I will. So the hair, I charge by the gram.
Yeah.
If y'all know, I got my merch out too. It says,
and I love it that it says I charge by the gram.
I sell by the gram. And then on the back, it says local hair dealer.
Yeah.
I'm a big advocate on hairdressers selling by the gram and not by the pack.
Yeah.
Because it's like selling hair color by the tube.
Yep.
We don't have a client buy the tube of 3N and then send them home with the rest.
Exactly.
No, they're charged accordingly for the ounce or 2 ounces or whatever you use. Yeah. And so when you shift your mindset, you're able to be more profitable and your clients don't feel entitled to hair that's not theirs. For one, you need a license to purchase some hair sometimes. My hair specifically, you need a license for. And so I don't like that kind of tone behind the chair of like, well, what hair did you use? How much did you use? Whatever. Yeah. So, I sell by gram. So one weft for me depends on the length. 18-inch I sell for $115 per weft.
Per weft, yeah.
And then 120, 125, 145 is my pricing from 18 to longest.
Yeah.
And so if you're going to get, let's say 12 wefts of 24-inch, it's going to be 140 times 14. And that's going to be the hair price.
Okay.
So if someone can tell me that, I don't know.
I don't know. We don't
break it down.
We don't have calculators.
Yeah. Or we'll do 10 wefts. Yeah. So 10 times 140 is $1,400.
Yeah.
That's the hair price.
Okay.
And then the install, I charge $300 per row for an install.
Per row.
And the reason I charge for a more amount.
That's the first one, right?
That's the first one. The second, it goes down to half the price. It's $150 per row.
Because you're not doing all the things.
Yes. And people are like, why it's the same? I'm like, no, it's not. I have to sometimes pin all the hair in, look at it and say, oh no, I think I want the blonde on this side and this on this side. Like there's a lot more
that goes
mentally
into it.
that goes into it. Measuring, cutting, placement, all the things. So it's $300 per row. So if we do 3 rows, it's $900.
Yeah.
And then the color service, normally between, if it's a lived-in color, I would say $375. to 400 is my average color. I actually am not expensive with color.
I was just going to say that.
When I just post color, people are always like, dang, like I don't charge much for color. The extensions do a lot of the work. So I feel like I'm not doing a lot of foiling unless it's a correction, because those extensions are kind of hiding a lot of that hair. So that's how I break it down.
Yeah. What is something that clients would be shocked to know about your process or overhead that you have?
So clients would be shocked to know that I pay myself a salary.
Yeah. That's
I pay
important,
myself
though.
$2,000 a week. Even if I gross $11,000 in one day,
you get a paycheck.
I make $2,000 a week.
Which is smart. That's
no
how
matter
you
what.
grow. I mean, any business person would say
and
to do that.
And I also pay my employees a lot more, and I invest a lot of my income back into my business. And I think a lot of clients would be shocked that I order over, I would say, for just the salon, this is not even Bold Hair and Company, like me as a salon, probably over $150,000 worth of just hair every month for just our salons.
You guys do a lot of applications.
We are doing, just this last, was it on Friday? Yeah, no, Thursday before we came here. We had 5 new installs between the 3 of us that day.
Wow.
New.
Wow.
Yeah. I had 2, Steven had 1, Patsy had 2.
And is that mainly, do you think, because of your presence and your brand and you're kind of getting them in and then helping your
100%.
Yeah.
So right now I just don't have any more room for new ones. So they go to Steven.
Yeah.
Patsy's almost done with her training, because I'm very extensive with my training process. They're not signed off until they're signed off.
Yeah.
Steven, it changed his life.
I know. I've been watching him too.
We love Steven.
He's just
Shout out to Steven.
Yeah, he's so adorable.
He went from making $500 a week at 40% commission to now taking home $3,000 a week.
Wow.
Easy. Like nothing. And he always tells me, like, Rachel, and it's because of social media. I mean, I couldn't do it, so Steven does it. And he does my hair, so people trust him.
Yeah.
And now it's happening for my other girls. And so social media is just such a big part of my life.
It really is. Do you ever give discounts, or is that something where you're like,
Yes. A lot of people don't know this, but if you are a returning client for your second, third install or whatever, any install after your first, I give all of my clients 10% off.
Oh.
Yep. They get 10% off their hair every single install after that.
Yeah.
The new installs are the ones that get charged the initial fee of like everything. But I do give discounts to my nurses, my first responders, my teachers. And then I give discounts to military. And I think that's it.
That's nice. Yeah, that's super nice. What is your biggest business flex right now?
My supportive husband.
Oh,
that's really it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, it's great that you have a good supportive person, because, you probably wouldn't be able to do all of the
I would
things.
not probably. I would not be able to. When I tell you, like, I am a literal queen, like I go to bed at night, okay? And I do my little 10 skincare steps. And my husband or one of my sons brings me my iced hydro jug and sets it by my bed. One of them puts the towel warmer in the towel warmer. I sleep through the morning. My husband takes the kids to school. I go to work. I come home. Every now and then he'll ask me to do dinner. And I'm like, me? Cook? Just kidding. And he gets them to practices. He gets, like, literally does everything for me to be even able to remotely do what I do.
Yeah.
Because it would be impossible. Like, truly impossible.
Yeah.
Like, completely impossible.
Do you do a lot of traveling right now?
We do a lot of traveling, especially here in the last 6 months. It's been really fun. So a lot of the shows.
I was gonna say, I saw you just got back from what was it, San Antonio premiere, right? And you were on main stage.
They had me as the opener on main stage.
Wow, that's a big deal.
So that show was crazy to me, because I still very much have imposter syndrome. Like, for some reason, I just don't really realize, I guess, like how
big
much it is.
Yeah.
And so at San Antonio, I went to main stage. After main stage, went back to my booth. There was probably 200 to 300 people lined up all the way through. It took about 45 minutes to get pictures with everybody.
I mean, like, what were you thinking, like, in that moment? Were you just like, hell yes, I've made it? Like, did you have that feeling of like,
and then watching my family who's never seen it, some of my cousins and stuff came, and they were just like, my father-in-law actually said something to me that made me really emotional. He was like, you're really bringing my name some good, like, he was proud of when I brought his name, because my father-in-law is a very honorable man, like very much word, like what he says, and your word is everything, and like just a good man, And so for me to hear him say that, knowing that his name is something that he's always instilled in my husband and the kids and the grandkids, is like, he was just so proud of like what I brought to his name, you know? And so like to see him get to see it, to see my dad get to see it. And my dad just is a crybaby. Sitting there just crying and crying. And like my brother is my camera guy.
I know you had the whole fam there, didn't
everybody.
you? Yeah. They
and
all
my brother
seem
knows
really
like some of my
supportive.
insecurities. So he's like, nope, I'm taking all her pictures because I know how she likes to look.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. Like that's been.
But that, I mean, that really had to be like such a wonderful moment of like,
I
wow.
cry. I sometimes just get home and I sit and cry and I tell my husband, like, is this real life? Like, is this really happening? Like, it's just, am I going to wake up or is it still like, you know? So it's really cool.
Yeah. So you did seem like you had such a big circle there. So, you know, let's talk about your husband. You mentioned him a few times of how he's kind of like your main support in that.
Yeah.
How does he help you when maybe things are such a challenge for you?
He just makes everything easier for me. Like he'll look, I'm going to try not to get emotional.
It's okay if you do. That's what we're here for.
I'm going to need tissue. So he just like sees something. And I told him one day, like, I really want to release my brush. And the next day I had like 6 different brushes and he was like, okay, what of these 6 do you see? And I'm like, okay. He's like, pick 3 of them. I picked 3 of them. Then he comes back. Okay, well, this one. And he's like doing research. Mind you, he's bald. So he's like doing research on brushes. And just because that's what I want to do. You know, it's like the bird theory.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, oh, look at that bird. And then I get home the next day and he has a whole birdhouse with cameras and everything. That's like who he is, you know? And so that knowing that like anything I want to do, he's like going to make the blueprint or the blueprint for it.
Yes.
The new salon.
Yeah.
He's like, I need you to build me a Pinterest board on what you want your new salon to look like. And boy, did he deliver. Like he found a manufacturer and this and that and like designed it. And like, so just like I literally can say something and he listens to every single thing and he will just do it. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I've never had, I think, that type of unconditional love before.
Yeah.
And it healed me in a lot of ways because like going now back down to growing up, I grew up in a home where my dad was very abusive to my mom.
Yeah.
So seeing that as like a normal thing and having what I have now really has healed a lot of like my inner child.
For sure.
So
yeah, I mean, that is incredible. You can hand it to her.
Quick,
yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, love. Yeah, I'm gonna. Get me talking to my husband.
And then we'll show him being supportive as of right now. Literal tears coming down, and he's coming in with his tissue. Thank you for that. No, I mean, I think that it is very important to be able to have that kind of support. I don't think people really understand too, like just how emotional it is to go, you know, do the day-to-day of a business. You carry all of your
clients, everything. Like you carry all of it.
We're such like empathetic people. I mean, even for our guests, you know, it's like we are their therapists. We are their doctors. We are their friends. We are their, you know, support and everything. And so it's fantastic that you have that with him. And, you know, I have heard you talk about, you know, just everything that you guys have been through and like the whole blended family. Yeah. I myself also were blended as heck. Yeah. You know, so I definitely understand that and definitely respect that. But I always joke around because I'm like, well, my husband didn't come out of the box that way. Like we've been through a lot of stuff. Yeah. So I think that's amazing.
Well, even within our first year, like going viral, starting my second company and like all the things like, the first month we got married, I mean, he got laid off and we went straight back to court to fight for my stepkids because it was like, and we knew it, like he told me, he's like, love, I want to protect you from this person because I know what she's capable of. And I know, and everything he said that was going to happen happened. And I'm telling you, during court, I remember sitting there and thinking like, this case is supposed to be about my husband as a father and the children, not about how much money I make, about what I do and don't do on social media. Yeah. It's like, it was just, everything was about money. Yeah. You know, and
I get it. We've been through the same things.
And it's like, but even during that whole case, it was like, my money did not matter. Like those are technically not my children. Yes, are they mine because I claim, yes, they're mine. Right. But like, you want to sit here and preach up and down that I'm not their mom and I need to stay in my own lane and I need to do whatever. But yet you want your hand in my cookie jar. Yeah. You know?
Yep. It's tough.
Yes. It's and my lawyer our lawyer made a good point and was like, when you were married to Mr. Bynum, you had a little t-shirt company. Did he help you? And she said, yeah. So it was okay for him to help you and you didn't pay him, but he can't help and support his wife now because you think you're entitled to some of it.
Right.
And so it was just like going through all of that in your first year of marriage, going viral, having like a microscope it's called on you. And like just being picked apart by every aspect of my life was just crazy. So having my family, more specifically my husband, but we're a big Mexican family. So we're very much like, my husband is still getting used to it, but my brother comes over, takes his shirt off and gets in my bed and lays next to my husband. And my husband's like, what the heck? Like, we're just really close, all of us, you know?
Yeah.
And so
I would say that's close.
Very close. So growing up in a home where my brothers and I had to survive because my dad would come home drunk and beat my mom up. And my brother built this little thing where we could climb out the window and run to my grandma's house when that stuff would happen. And we just have a really tight bond that not a lot of people do because I remember thinking there was nights that my mom was probably going to die or we were never going to get out of it. My dad was going to kill her. He was going to I remember him one night had a knife to my brother's throat, telling my mom that if she left, he was going to kill all of us. Yeah. And so growing up in that kind of environment, I remember thinking like, why can't my mom just be bold? Yeah. And that's where bold came from. Aww. And I wanted to start Be Bold Ranch. And one day I'm going to have a battered women's shelter where it's domestic violence. And I want a hair school, a massage school. I want doctors and lawyers who donate their time. I want all things where they can just come and live for a year and we can rehabilitate them mentally, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, get them out into the world with a license or something. Yeah. And be bold. Teach them how to be bold. You know, I remember that little girl.
That gave me chills, honestly.
And so that's my goal ultimately is to have a battered women's shelter, a nonprofit that I can give back in that way. Cause I came from a product of a domestic violence home. Yeah. And I think that's what's built me into being bold and for sure being so just head on with something and making sure that people who are maybe weaker at a certain point in their life can feel like protected and spoken for.
And, you know, most people that have gone through such traumatic experiences like that usually are the most empathetic and the most like, you know, that really does explain a lot, I think, about who you are and your personality, because I can tell that you are like a, you know, let's do this, like lift everybody up. And, you know, that is amazing. And you really do have such an amazing story. What's next for you? Like, what is your next headline moment?
I think what's next for me is to be the biggest hair brand ever.
Known to man.
I know that sounds so crazy, right?
No, it doesn't.
I think social media, I want to take my social media to the next level. I want to be like, shout out to Avery Woods. I love Avery Woods. She's my favorite. Yes, like if she ever sees this, like Avery, I want to be on your podcast. Yes. I love Avery Woods.
I do too.
Watching her go from like in a year. She went from like 500,000 followers to 2 million and then like is doing stuff with like Tarte and Kosas and like I just love
and
her
having
page.
Eric Bond do her hair.
Yes, Eric Bond. Yes, he does her hair too. That's so true. Like I love what she has done as like a mother and wife and all the things. Like I want to kind of do something like that. I'm inspired by her. I really do love her. But I want the hairdressers. I want to be the person in our world, our hair world, who shows the mom, the wife, the salon, I want to show it all. Yes. Like I want to be the spotlight of like, guys, this is what that looks like and you can do it too.
And you can do it.
Yeah. So I think what next for me is going to be definitely social media, engaging that and just growing my page. Yes. And my brand just getting the recognition it deserves because it's hair.
It's starting to take off. I mean, really, it really, really is. If your family, your kids, right, could see everything that you've built one day, what do you want them to learn from it?
Humility. Yeah. To always be humble and kind.
That is such a good.
That's my thing for my babies is I always want them to be humble and kind.
Yes. What's the next big shift coming for the hair industry and who is not going to survive it, do you think?
I think the next big shift, I already think that suites are dying.
I do too.
And I think they're dying because people don't know how to operate their business effectively and profitably. Yeah. You become your own boss and you don't have anybody who is not disciplining you, but like keeping you accountable. So you're able to cancel, not come in, not be consistent. And clients want consistency. Yes. So I think that commission salons are coming back. And if you don't find a good commission salon that you can really grow and thrive in, unless you're very disciplined. I think that that's going to be the next wave of people dropping off of hairdressers because everything's too expensive.
Yeah.
Like they can't survive the pricing, the this, the that. Like it's just too much.
I agree.
So
I mean,
I think that's the next shift in our industry.
I do too. I think that, during COVID, we all everybody seemed like they went in that direction because everybody panicked. We weren't working. That was such a crazy time too, by the way. But nobody, we weren't doing anything. So then everybody went into that sweet life and, it's a lot harder than people realize.
There's no self-management unless you naturally have it. And I think a lot of people don't know how much I work and how disciplined I am at work.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. Well, Rachel, we have loved having you on the show. I am just so grateful that you came. And that officially is another rinse. Now go and repeat it where it matters.